Welcome to the USA. Listen, over the past few years I've done some pretty crazy countries, but today I think we're going to visit the craziest country on the planet, and that's the good old US of A. And once you cross the frontier with the Mississippi, things get really wild. I mean, this place is an immense country. 50 states, more than 300 million people, and yet what's extraordinary about this place is that it's capable of giving the best and the worst of what the world has to offer. So, do like I did, try to saddle up and don't fall down, because this ride is going to be a pretty crazy ride across the US. Welcome to Brownsville, the southernmost city in Texas. The population here is 91% Hispanic, and everyone seems to speak Spanish. It's just that I'm not concentrated on the, it's just I'm not keeping my eyes on the ball.
A smooth swing all the way through.
Okay, wait, I'll do it again.
Yes!
Woo!
Oh my goodness!
That is a nice one. Finally.
We don't need any more rain.
So listen guys, I'm actually here learning golf first of all. Bob's my teacher, but he's not only the teacher, he's also the owner and manager here of the most southern golf course. Now you might say that this is a story in itself, but the reality is that this golf course is also quite different because we're not really in the United States anymore. I'll show you. So basically, yeah, I think we had to take to the skies and to get a bird's eye view of the situation here in Brownsville. What you're actually seeing here is where the Rio Grande snakes is where the actual border with Mexico is. And where you see this fence, this is the new border now that's been created in order to keep illegal immigration out of America. But what's really happening is that this new fence has cut off large swaths of American sovereign land. And so now what you effectively have is some 20,000 hectares of American soil that is now neither in Mexico nor really in the United States. It's become kind of a no man's land. In 2006, the government approved a border fence that should secure more than 1,100 kilometers of the US-Mexico border. So far, it has cost $3 billion. In this region, 96 kilometers of this fence cuts right through Brownsville. And Bob's golf course has been cut off from the mainland. Yeah, so this is it, yeah.
This is it. I guess what they're doing is they've, there's been parts of the fence where they've cut the fence. They've invented a catapult where they throw drugs over the fence. When there's been some shooting and some gunfire and stuff that we've been hearing, the Border Patrol will guard the fence line and not the river, and that concerns me a bunch because I'm on that side.
So when there's trouble in front of your property, they come behind and they guard the fence.
They guard the fence line, which is telling me now that maybe this is the boundary.
The new border.
That's right.
Thousands of immigrants pour into the U.S. from Mexico every year. Officials claim that the fence is a success. The rate of illegal border crossings hasn't been this low since the 1970s. And there's still been an increase in the amount of illegal drugs, cash, and weapons seized. So this, right here's the river, the Rio Grande.
This is it, right here.
I don't understand, why didn't they build the wall here, along the river?
It came down to dollars and cents. Instead of following the river here, they just put a straight line, so they saved money.
They saved money, but they killed your business. Not killed it, they're destroying your business, yeah.
For me, it's my whole life.
Yeah.
My whole life.
Since the wall was built, Robert lost 60% of the golf club membership. But businesses are not the only casualties of this fence. Families are also paying a steep price.
So I'm just about to cross the border. Here's the big fence here, we can see. And right now, we're crossing the border. Now what's amazing is, look, right here you have houses, people are living here. And we're going to meet one specific farmer. His name is Charles Loop, and his entire property has been cut off from the rest of the country.
Many of the landowners who have found themselves in this no man's land sued the government and lost. Entire neighborhoods are now under the watchful eyes of the Border Patrol.
So this basically, I mean, your family's been here since when?
Well, since 1919, 1920.
1919, yeah. So this is the original house, right?
My uncle stayed here, yeah. Well, it's been added on and changed and all that.
Yeah, of course, yeah. So how big is your land here? How much does it spend?
This particular block is 20 acres.
20 acres,
and then
yeah.
I own 50 next to that. And then down where my son lives is another 20.
20.
And that thing goes, the fence goes right through the middle.
Here, which side we are of? We're on the American side of the fence, so to speak, right? Yeah.
Charles Loop has been a farmer here all his life.
This is like massive stuff here.
Yeah.
And so they paid you for the land?
Yeah.
But they built this anyway. And you couldn't say anything about it.
No,
you had to sell it to them.
You couldn't stop it. Oh, yeah.
But why is there such a big gap here in the middle of the wall?
This is for equipment to come through. They did let me have this opening because I have to go to my farm over here.
But aren't you worried for your security if drugs and people are funneled right into your house?
Well, I found a few other things. It also channels all of the coyotes and, you know, the scavengers.
Yeah.
All the animals come through my yard now. You saw the trap over there. I have to trap them.
Oh, so not only you have illegal aliens, drug dealers, you have illegal animals too coming to your property.
Just a few minutes after crossing the wall, a Border Patrol unit rushes towards our location.
See, here comes your buddies.
Yeah.
Go ahead and film them, that's right.
Hi guys.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
How are you?
All right.
Doing good. Anything happening?
It's been pretty slow lately. Yeah, it's been pretty slow right now. It picks up once the sun goes down.
Oh, when the sun goes down is when the yeah. And so when you spot them, you have to go and catch them, or what? Or is
You can interview them first. You want to make sure you're not abbreviated and United States citizen. Most of the time it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Clothes are wearing muddy.
Muddy, yeah. Going through the river.
All right, guys. We're gonna keep going.
Thanks so much.
Y'all be
Thanks.
safe, right?
Take care. Bye-bye.
You know, the reason they came over here because we set off a sensor.
Oh, we set up a sensor here?
Right there at that little corner.
Yeah? Oh, so there's all kinds of electronic stuff posted on your land that triggers?
Yeah, but I don't pay attention to it. It's we had those in the Army. That was part of the stuff I did. I was booby traps on.
I want to show you something that someone else was telling me about. That apparently what some migrants do to get across this huge fence here, they wedge wheels, like rubber wheels, 14-inch tires here and all the way up. So what they do basically is that they come and then they just climb up like this, like it was a ladder. And once they get on the other side, well, because the tires on both sides, they just climb back down. So this is what I love, is these simple, low-tech solutions that can defeat high-tech systems like this one.
If I don't put the seatbelt on, it'll be ready. I had to.
So here, to go to your son's house, we have to go through the gate, yeah?
Right. They'll have a sign here, which I'm going to show you.
So technically, you're not allowed to drive.
No, I'm illegal right now.
You're illegal right now.
Right.
Charles's son's house is located on a quaint lake on what used to be prime property in the region. The house, the property, the lake are now all located in the no man's land.
How are you? This is a great place you have here.
Oh, thank you.
Look at this. It's like a slice of paradise or something.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So,
Except for
on the wrong side of
the wrong side of the wall. Yeah.
I had it all fixed up here, and a hurricane came in. And
when friends come over or something like that, do they feel weird when they have to go through the
yes,
fence? Yeah.
they're afraid to pass. They're like, can we pass through here?
Oh yeah.
Yes, it's my house. You can come on through.
Because you give them directions and they're like, did I go too far?
Right.
Or, I see. But so, what has happened to the value of the property since they built the wall? Do you think it decreased or what, or is it a?
We've been told by the Homeland Security to devalue the property in half.
Oh, it cut the property in half the value of it. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you a question. Would you want to live here? Come on.
Well, I mean, this is, as I said, I think this is a gorgeous piece of.
With what we have now.
With the wall,
would you buy that?
Yeah.
If you had a family?
Yeah.
After being fenced in Texas, I need to take a breather. So I'm headed some 2,500 kilometers west. Out of the barren lands, an oasis awaits. Welcome to Las Vegas. This mirage, this promise of a better life won at cards or roulette, draws almost 37 million visitors each year. This is one of the fastest growing metro areas in the US. But the recession has hit hard, with thousands of homes sitting empty. But for some gamblers, this can be a one-way trip.
Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. At least that's what it says there on the sign. Casinos, girls, all-you-can-eat buffets, and obviously, you know, the famous saying that says, what happens in Las Vegas stays in Vegas. But I'm about to meet someone who's going to show us a different city far from the lights and glitter, more obscure, more dark. So, there you are.
Hey.
How are you?
How's it going?
Good.
Matt O'Brien is a journalist and author fascinated by the city's darker side.
So what is this crazy place we're in here?
This is just open air flood channel right here, but as you can see, it goes underground right here in two tunnels. We're at the south end of the famous Las Vegas Strip, and this tunnel goes right underneath it.
I see. So this is basically when there's massive rains here, because it doesn't look like it ever rains in this place. I mean, the sky is like always blue.
Yeah. We get about 4.5 inches of rain a year. It's one of the driest major metro cities in the U.S., which means these flood channels are dry for most of the year, which allows people to live and hang out in these tunnels.
Oh, so you mean that people, like there's a whole bunch of people who are living here?
Yeah, hundreds of people take refuge in these underground flood channels.
Nevada suffers from one of the highest rates of homelessness in the US. Recent estimates say that more than 13,000 people are living on the streets.
What brought you down here in the first place?
There was a murderer, a guy named Timmy T.J. Weber, who had used the underground flood channels to evade the police. And I read about that in the morning paper, and I was like, man, I wonder what this guy encountered down in these tunnels. So I went down with another writer, a guy named Josh Ellis, and we were kind of heavily armed and over-equipped.
But yeah, you were saying that you never imagined you would have found people here.
We were not expecting to find hundreds of men and women living in these underground flood channels. That was just not common knowledge at the time.
At the time, yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, ready. Let's go.
The tunnel population is transient. They inhabit more than 300 kilometers of flood channels. According to Matt, 200 to 300 people live here most of the time, but you can find up to 1,000 of them on any given day.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I didn't think I'd meet the Vader here.
You meet all types of characters down in these tunnels.
Yeah, these are characters.
You scared the shit out of me the first time you came charging out of the darkness with that eye.
Man, this is a ball. I think that's Steve's ball.
No, that's your ball.
Oh,
Yeah, it's got your name on it. Ball.
Steve came to Vegas in 1991.
Do you become homeless in Vegas because of the gambling?
Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of people do.
You heard a lot of stories in the 90s and early 2000s about people coming here for the American dream, getting a job, a house, and starting a family out here. And a lot of that did happen. What you don't hear about as often are the people who come out here for that dream and become addicted to gambling, the alcohol that's served for free when you gamble, drugs, sex, and then end up, on the streets or even living beneath the very hotel casinos that lured them out here in the first place.
Steve guides us further into the tunnels. He's a self-described farm boy who served in the army in the 70s and was a hairdresser for 30 years. But in the past few years, he's fallen on some hard times.
Went back and told her.
This is your place here?
Yeah, this is Motel 6. I've been sleeping over there. I've got a bed down there. I just haven't. I got to clean all this.
So you have what? Is it kitchen here also and bathroom? Or how does it work out?
That's the bathroom.
That's the bathroom right here.
That's Maytag wash and dryer.
That's where you do the wash, the bathroom. Yeah.
And I try to keep clean.
So these are flood channels here. So what happens when there's or were you ever caught off guard or something with a flood?
Yeah.
Or
Oh yeah.
So how do you escape here if ever?
We just grab all of our belongings or whatever and
run out?
And just head for high country, yeah. It's
This is like your emergency exit here?
Well, it could be. Yeah. I think in the parking lot of the golf course.
So when you hear the water coming from here?
I use a grade.
You use a grade?
When the grade starts dripping and the water starts coming down,
you know
that you got about maybe 5 minutes if you're lucky.
According to Steve, once you hear the roar of the water coming down here, it's too late.
The floodwater is powerful, and I've seen 2-ton boulders that have been washed in. I've seen a car. I found a car in a tunnel before.
Despite the risks, Steve and his friends enjoy the cool climate underground and prefer to stay away from the regular homeless shelters, which they think are generally overcrowded and provide little freedom.
Yeah, he gets a cable.
Oh, cool. Ricky, is it cool if we come down?
Ricky is originally from California and is one of the long-timers down in the tunnels. After 11 years in prison, he's lived here on and off for 15.
Protect yourself down here, no? Because no one's going to come to help you if anything happens.
I have a samurai sword this time.
Can you show me? Can you show me your samurai sword? That's pretty cool. Oh, right here. And so what do you do here in Vegas?
I do odd jobs because I really can't get a good job because I have a prison background.
I see.
Matt and I leave the tunnel people to their fate beneath the dazzling sun and decadent Las Vegas Strip. From the arid Nevada deserts, I am now headed to the Evergreen State in the Pacific Northwest. Quite a change of scenery. Everyone knows that American cities have been magnets of crime for decades, but recently some have taken a new and unorthodox approach to fighting bad guys. But to meet them, you have to wait until after midnight.
So, I've done some pretty crazy things in my life, but tonight I'm actually meeting with a superhero. I mean, I feel like I'm 12 years old and I'm actually going to live one of my, childhood dreams here. But anyway, I was given a time, which is 1 a.m., so here we are. It's almost 1 a.m., and the cross here between Pike and First Avenue, I can't get in touch with him directly. I have to call someone who then calls him. It's like Batman. You have to shine the signal, and hope he comes. So that's what I'm doing.
The real-life superheroes is a trend spreading across the US with multiple websites offering advice on setting up your very own superhero movement. Their goal is not to let the bad guys intimidate communities and to do it with some style.
Hey, Diego, pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Purple Rain.
How are you?
We'll hop out of the street.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, so there's not just one superhero, there's many superheroes.
We have a team, the Rain City Superheroes.
Phoenix Jones, like other superheroes, doesn't want to reveal much about his personal life.
After someone broke into my car, they left a mask inside my car that they used to break the window. They put a rock in it and smashed through the window. A couple weeks later, my friend gets hit in the face with a stick. And the guy who did it has a whole bunch of friends outside the club. And there was like 70 people and no one's calling 911 or doing anything. So I run to my car and I open up the glove box to get my cell phone and the mask comes out. And I was sort of just like, that's it. Like one of those moments, you know? So I grabbed the mask and I threw it on and took off after this guy and caught him a couple blocks away and the cops arrested him and I was thinking, okay, well, now what? And the cop goes, there's so many witnesses, we don't actually even need your name. What do you want to be called? And I said, Phoenix Jones.
He spent $7,000 to custom build his bulletproof vest. He carries a taser, nightstick, and pepper spray. Phoenix's sidekick is actually his real-life wife, and she goes by the name of Purple Rain. Everyone in this group has a military background or is trained in martial arts.
He was pretty harmless. I didn't feel threatened by him.
Yeah. Purple Rain keeps an eye on the disturbance reports on his cell phone.
Oh, where was that? Get him! Get him, Spawn! Get him! Oh, shit! That was them, huh? Now, that was them, right? This, not that big of a crime.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ask them what makes them think they should do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my pepper spray in my hand in case they escalate. It's black, so they won't be able to see it, so it won't be threatening. Hey! What's up, Smart? So you're not in trouble, I just wanna ask a question. I'm Phoenix Jones. I do a night patrol, I stop most violence and crimes and stuff like that.
Hell yes.
So really? Technically what you did is vandalism. I'm not mad about it. I just wanna know what makes people vandalize things? Rebellion.
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly, I'm just, you know.
I've been working for like 36 hours straight. That's probably not right, but that's all. I just wanted to party tonight.
No, I understand. That's why I was asking. I guess, is it possible not to kick anything else over tonight?
All right. I will not.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
No more signs.
Thank you, man. All right, cool. You guys have a good night, man.
Good night.
Taking care of drunkards and vandals is not Phoenix Jones's main target. He likes to go after some bigger fish.
You can hear police. Hear that siren?
Yeah.
So that's one cop, and that's an actual police. That's an 8-car. That's not a police car. That's an 8-car.
Seattle's criminals are a target for the Rain City superheroes 4 nights a week, mostly on and around the weekends.
See how many crack fighting get, yo.
I mean, it's quite unusual to have superhero couples going out together. I mean, how did this start? Did you meet on a superhero date or what?
No, not at all. Actually, we met in a pretty normal way. Yeah. But after seeing what I was doing, I think that she basically wanted to be a part of it because she saw the idea and she got the message and the point. I think. I mean, that's what I would assume.
Yes. And in the past, I was a victim of domestic violence, and so this kind of. Work is it's been on my heart for a long time, and being able to, I guess, be involved in a way. So I'm not always out here on the street. Sometimes I'm in the car driving, I'm researching crime trends.
So you're the brain and he's the muscle, basically. It sounds like it.
There's more to it than that, but
yeah.
You guys are so famous. Please.
I know you. I saw it was on your website.
Oh my God! Thank you.
All right, see you guys later.
God bless you guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
While they may be heroes to some, the police say they don't want people who aren't officers getting into harm's way.
Technically speaking, right, if you guys were to do this and the police come by, it's like vandalism. But in real life, it's actually just art. You know what I mean?
By 3 a.m., they decide to go after a serious crime.
Well, he's going to go attempt to buy drugs. When the drug dealer shows him the drugs, he's going to give us the signal, and we're going to shut it down.
I see.
So one of the members of Phoenix's team goes undercover in a sting operation. He approaches a known dealer in this neighborhood. The drug is shown to him, a signal is given, and Phoenix springs into action.
What's going on over here?
They got stuff over here, man.
Hey, we got cameras all over. We saw what was going on, and we came in here because we saw what's going on. We're not putting up with it anymore. We're tired of it, man. People selling drugs in the city, polluting the block, and we're just not putting up with it.
Hey, this is a bitch.
It's kind of funny, but I'm dead serious. Please call the cops.
My husband is in a confrontation with the drug dealer. I believe he has mace on him.
Back up.
For real, you better get up on my way. You stop me from going my way, I'll put my hands on you. I ain't sold shit to him.
Hey, did he show you stuff?
What do you mean? I didn't show him shit. Faggot.
Legion, get up here. Legion, get up here. Legion. Right here.
I ain't showing nobody shit. I ain't got no drugs. So whatever you guys is wanting to put on film or whatever, I love you.
No, that's the guy right there.
They put this together. Brought this guy over.
Well, get that out of my face.
You know what I'm saying?
Move it now. Don't instigate. We don't want to put it in the face. We don't want to do that.
Go to Hollywood.
Coming out here. Something's going to happen. I'm sure.
There's not much love from the police for Phoenix and his crew. So after berating him and letting the dealer go, the cops take off.
We need to get out of here, though. People got guns, and we got no cops no more. We got to get out of here.
I'm keeping your hat, Rotor.
We got two tails following us.
Yeah. So if the cops don't help you out, then you're in danger, basically.
Absolutely, they put me in danger.
Yeah.
If they don't shut the crime down, we're standing in the middle of a setup.
A setup, yeah.
And they just all drove away.
Yeah. But when they criticize you like they did now, you know, saying that you shouldn't be doing that, that it's dangerous for you to go as civilians.
Well, his exact word was that his exact words were I'm a vigilante asshole.
Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he called you, a vigilante asshole?
A vigilante asshole.
And so what will you respond to accusations like that?
We know what the people think, and I haven't had one person that's been assaulted in Seattle, that's been hurt in Seattle, that has had something bad happen to them here where I've been here, be like, oh, don't help me because you're wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Not one person has turned down his help.
Yeah.
You know, help is help.
It's nearly 5 a.m. Time for our superheroes to catch some sleep. The high plains of New Mexico are calling, and I am drawn to an unusual place in the middle of the desert. This alien structure near the town of Truth or Consequence is not a Hollywood set. It is instead the world's first commercial spaceport. $210 million in the making. It's from here that tomorrow's space tourists will be able to take to the stars.
There we are. I mean, I didn't think it was possible, but finally, like, all my childhood dreams are becoming true here. We're in a spaceport. I mean, it sounds crazy even saying it.
Yep, it's first of a kind.
David has been working on the project since the get-go.
For many years now, we've all seen rockets take off and so on and so forth, but it's become a little common, you know, in a way. And this is like, what, renewing the dream a little bit for everyone?
Yeah, the common guy now has an opportunity to go to space.
What's the first ticket? How much is it going to be?
It's a couple $100,000, but don't forget, you know, wealthy people back in the beginning of aviation bought the first tickets.
Yeah.
And
anything where you want to be the first of something, you got to pay something over.
Yeah.
The investors expect the spaceport to be a boon for New Mexico. In an economy that has shrunk dramatically, they hope the spaceport and its affiliated services will provide the region with a substantial amount of new jobs in an industry that is still in its infancy.
So why build the spaceport here in New Mexico? What's so special about this place?
Well, this big blue sky, stable weather window.
is very conducive to this kind of operation.
This is your weather all year long?
All year long,
basically.
yeah. We hope this will be an international tourist destination.
So here in New Mexico, you've got this Wild West history mixed with this, well, this new history that's being built now, this space history.
Right, right. It's where the old frontier meets the new frontier. Yeah.
While the outside shell of the spaceport belongs to the state of New Mexico, the government leases the inside to Virgin Galactic, which plans to send paying tourists into space. Richard Branson is a risk-taking entrepreneur behind the venture.
Indiana Jones stuff here.
But on the ground, it's Carolyn Windsor who is in charge of making sure that this project takes off without a hitch.
So this is where our future astronauts will come and do their training before their flight and prepare for their flight, and the flights will take off just right out here.
And so when you talk about like training, what do they do? Do they do like in the movies, like the the crazy stuff you see in the right stuff?
Well, the G-forces are reasonably high, but they don't have to fly the spaceship. They're just sitting there enjoying themselves. So there's no need to go through a whole lot of complex training or anything like that. And we're trying to make it so pretty much anyone of good health and reasonable fitness can do them. And so that you can literally, leave work on Thursday night, come out here, go to space, and be back at work on Monday morning.
How many people have signed up already?
445
wow, that's pretty
from
good.
all over the world. So yeah, it's
it's 200,000 a pop. Is there a business class or not?
No, there's no business class. No flight attendant.
No flight attendant.
So through here is the hangar area.
And these doors are what? This is where they get readied?
I think these are going to be toilets.
Oh, toilets. You still need basic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Oh wow, look at this. How many flights could there be done a day?
So we can fly up to 3 times a day once we have all 5 of our spaceships and our 2 carrier aircraft.
Okay, so we'll just keep on talking.
So this is going to be mission control.
Oh, mission. Oh yeah. So you have like NASA. You have a mission control.
Yeah. So one day.
Will there be all the screens and stuff, and the guys clapping when they do the launch?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
But this is really what's surprising here is that I feel that spaceflight has lost a little bit its what I say sexiness, its appeal, because it's all scientific stuff now that very few people understand about the shuttle or the space station. I mean, what is this attempt here at doing? What are you guys trying to do?
We're also trying to bring back that sexiness and that interest in space by making it possible for lots and lots of people to go. People are traveling everywhere and they want the next place to go, and space is the ultimate final frontier, so.
Can you take a camera up with you?
We hope so.
When it flies off and bangs.
Again, we might have to provide them with a camera or something like that.
I am now making my way to the outskirts of Denver, Colorado, in the heart of the American cowboy country. This is the land of rodeos, a 19th century sport that began with cowboys pushing their cattle herds. But in the 21st century, well, things have changed.
Have been a mainstay of American culture for, as long as the Wild West existed. And I must say that this one is really exciting. There's all your classic rodeo acts, but with one big difference.
This is Colorado's annual gay rodeo, where their motto is women bull riders, drag queens on steers, underwear on goats, men dancing with men, everything you expect in a rodeo, and so much more. Char and Cherry want to show me the bulls they'll be riding.
These are massive animals. My God.
Cute.
They're cute?
Yeah, they're cute. They're pretty.
Was it difficult at the beginning to impose yourselves?
Oh, my first time I went to the pen, I remember.
The pen is what, not a gay rodeo.
Pen,
yeah, practice pen. Yeah.
Like straight, left straight. You know,
I
it's all
see.
straight.
Yeah.
And we went, and pretty much everybody I got the Snickers and stuff when I got in the chute, and I came out, and Bull came up, and I went boom, hit the ground, and he ran me over, and all I heard was "Welcome to bull riding, bitch."
Yeah.
So it kind of fired me up enough to get back in.
I hear comments all the time. I just ignore them. So that's what I do for a living too. People don't like me.
Well, what do you do for a living?
I'm a cop.
You're a cop, yeah. I see. So when you check someone, they'll throw out a comment or something. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you just let it go.
To let it go, yeah. Okay, well listen guys, I can't wait to see you ride the bulls. I know that I would be terrified to jump on one of those things. Look at that.
And now, it's the moment of truth for Char. It's brutal, it's violent, and it's especially short, 2.5 seconds.
So sorry, quick question. What's happening? What are all these teams lining up for?
We're doing goat dressing. We get to put underpants on a goat.
What? You put underpants on a goat? She does. You do?
Tidy whities.
And what do you do?
We're first. We gotta go.
Oh, you first? You have to go? Okay. Let's go. We're following them.
The object of the game, which is unique to the gay rodeo circuit, is to be the fastest team to put a pair of tidy-whities on a goat. And to my great surprise, I'm actually not half bad at this game.
Yeah, that was easy enough. This is my first participation in a rodeo.
It is. You done good. Thanks. You done good.
My partner is John Beck, one of the pioneers of gay rodeos, and today he helps newcomers like me.
Okay, so enough with the gay rodeo. It was a lot of fun, but now we're headed to California. Let's go west.
I flew to Pismo Beach to meet an extraordinary surfer. Meet Dana Cummings, the founder of AmpSurf, a non-profit organization that offers surfing lessons for free to people with disabilities.
Come up, you can come up to your knees if you want, like you did in the beginner classes, or you can pop up.
Dana served 2 tours of duty during the first Gulf War and came home safely, only to lose his leg in a car crash 10 years later.
And just ride that.
So, I mean, this is, I don't think I've ever seen this. I mean, I didn't know it was even possible. I mean, I can't even surf, so I was like amputee surfing. It's incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's really amazing. I didn't surf before I lost my leg. This is what got me through losing my leg. This is how I rehabbed myself, and that's how the whole program started. We just, there's a small group of us that were doing it, and we're like, my gosh, if we can do this, we can teach so many more. And so that's how it got started back in 2003.
Why surfing? I mean, it could have been rock climbing.
Yeah, it could have been anything.
Yeah.
And I had tried surfing a couple, 3 times before I lost my leg and failed miserably at it. And I thought I'd never do it. And so when I lost my leg, they asked me, well, what do you want to do? And I thought, man, if I can learn to surf and actually do it, then I'd be whole again. All right, guys, you ready to get wet?
Oh, yeah!
All right.
AmpSurf is not just for physical rehabilitation. It makes the participants mentally stronger and offers them a place to share their experiences.
You say your hands are cold?
So when you come out of the water, do people come and see you and say, hey, this is amazing, or how do you do it?
All the time.
I see you've been doing pretty well.
He's great. He's getting better. It's like anything else, it takes practice.
Yeah. But
with or without feet.
Yeah, with or without feet. What made you want to come here in the first place?
When I heard about amp surf, I figured, you know, what a great way to get out in the water with some people that are facing the same challenges I am. So it's fun.
70% of the people who participate in amp surf are Iraq War veterans. Every year it sponsors a week-long clinic called Operation Restoration to help those disabled in service, a mission that Dana, a former Marine, takes to heart.
This country has been at war for 10 years now. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, Vietnam was not this long.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's great about this, doing what we do, is that we're out here at the beaches, and a lot of people see it, and they don't see it every day, and it really brings it right in their face. You know, look at this guy, he's missing legs or whatever, but it's just a real eye-opener for him, and I think it's great. I think it, you know, people need to know what happens.
This participant is getting her first lesson here at Amp Surf today. She is one of the more than 300 people who have participated in the monthly Amp Surf clinics here in California.
That was awesome.
Yep, good, wonderful. Wonderful.
Awesome.
Okay, well, guys, it was a real pleasure. Thanks so much for taking me out. Yeah. And good luck with everything, huh? Yeah, pleasure. Okay, guys, well, this is where we're going to end this story in the U.S. on this beautiful California beach. The sun has come out. And anyway, if I've learned something from these guys, it's perseverance. So I'm going to get back out there and try to catch some more waves. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show, and I'll see you somewhere else on the planet sometime soon. Cheers.
Oh, get that out of my face.
Welcome to Brownsville, the southernmost city in Texas. The population here is 91% Hispanic, and everyone seems to speak Spanish.
It's just that I'm not concentrated on the, it's just that I'm not keeping my eyes on the ball.
A smooth swing all the way through.
Okay, wait, I'll do it again.
Yes! Woo. Oh my goodness!
That is a nice one. Finally.
We don't need any more rain.
So listen, guys, I'm actually here learning golf, first of all. Bob's my teacher, but he's not only the teacher, he's also the owner and manager here of the Hello everyone, welcome to the USA. Listen, over the past few years I've done some pretty crazy countries, but today I think we're going to visit the craziest country on the planet, and that's the good old US of A.
And once you cross the frontier with the Mississippi, things get really wild.
I mean, this place is an immense country. 50 states, more than 300 million people, and yet what's most southern golf course. Now, you might say that this is a story in itself, but the reality is that this golf course is also quite different because we're not really in the United States anymore. I'll show you.
So basically, yeah, I think we had to take to the skies and to get a bird's eye view of the situation here in Brownsville. What you're actually seeing here is where the Rio Grande Snakes is where the actual border with Mexico is. And where
you see this fence, this is the new border now that's been created in order to keep illegal immigration out of America. But what's really happening is that this new fence has cut off large swaths of American sovereign land. And so now what you effectively have is some 20,000 hectares of American soil that is now neither in Mexico nor really in the United States. It's become kind of a no man's land.
In 2006, the government approved a border fence that should secure more than 1,100 kilometers of the US-Mexico border. So far, it has cost $3 billion. In this region, 96 kilometers of this fence cuts right through Brownsville. And Bob's golf course has been cut off from the mainland.
Yeah, so this is it, yeah.
This is it. I guess what they're doing is they've, there's been parts of the fence where they've cut the fence. They've invented a...
Extraordinary about this place is that it's capable of giving the best and the worst of what the world has to offer. So, do like I did, try to saddle up and don't fall down, because this ride is going to be a pretty crazy ride across the US.